Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready War Room Edition. As usual, I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. And we got a special guest today.
Special. It's not Steve.
I'm
Who is it?
special.
Oh, no, it's not Steve. I don't know who he is, though. We'll keep it that way. He's in hiding, too, like you are. Always changing
Exactly.
locations.
I'm in the cave. He's in a tank.
See, it's the tactical headset.
I love them. They're
Very
awesome.
tactical.
Well, I would assume, though, if you were in a tank, you wouldn't need to have camouflage headset.
Well, you never know where Charlie is.
Right. If he's in your tank, you're already in trouble. Maybe he won't see you driving.
Well, I mean, I did get accosted by a scorpion inside of a paladin one time at Fort Irwin. So
Ooh, you probably weren't wearing camouflage headset, though.
He saw you.
exactly. See, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me.
Got it. Awesome. Well, I guess not Steve there. You haven't been here in a while, but this is an episode where we pull a bunch of headlines from the mainstream media. And
I like
lines.
We
we just talk about those headlines with whatever knowledge we have, whether we read it or not, because we know the general public doesn't read them either. They just react and respond based on a headline, but we have a twist. We've all been in service. We've seen a bunch of things, done a bunch of things that many of them haven't. So there we go. We ready?
And for the record, I do I do attest that my opinions are that of the entire United States military. So, just in stark contrast to your warning label at the beginning,
So
everybody in the military thinks exactly like me.
So you're just going to
for the
blow our
record.
disclaimer out of the water.
Yep. Just
Well, with
completely kill it.
those tanker headphones, I guess you're allowed to do that.
Right?
I get
Got to
it.
have the equipment to pull off that kind of stuff.
Exactly. I get it. So are we ready now?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. You're going to have plenty to say for the first headline, I'm sure. Elon Musk says he'll lift Trump Twitter ban.
I mean, duh.
That's a lot, man. That is the full extent of a tanker vocabulary.
I mean, Elon's a raging libertarian, right? I mean, isn't that his official position?
I don't know if he's self-proclaimed, but that's what people say. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, free speech. It's in the Constitution. I mean,
What's
but
that?
a private entity isn't governed by the Constitution. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, that's why he got banned. So you couldn't miss.
I mean, I say welcome back, President Trump.
I heard he wasn't coming back though.
He's got his own platform now. Why would he?
The Truth Social, he's not. He says he doesn't need to come back to Twitter.
He will.
I'm sure he'll do it just to.
I mean, he also
throw
said
me
in 1988 that he wasn't going to run for president. So, I mean,
So we got about 30 years before he comes back to Twitter.
Did you see his first Truth Social post?
no.
It said something
no,
like "I'm back" in quotes Kofifi.
Oh.
Like you got to have some sense of humor, man, because people were ragging him for that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I am very much a let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Okay, if you've never made a typo on social media, sure, talk all the shit you want to. Okay,
Right.
but the people that can't get there, and theirs grammatically correct on their Facebook stuff, shut your pie hole. Right? Yeah, exactly.
This guy here. I know them. I just mess them up because I'm lazy. And I know, Mr. Not Steve there, you've probably sent pictures by accident to the wrong people.
You're going to talk about that in the video?
No.
Look, you send your grandma one dick pic and you never live it down. Okay? Jesus.
She showed all her
Especially if she
friends.
starts
Like that
calling you
hasn't
grandpa.
happened to everybody at least once or
She posted it on Twitter.
Hey, she was proud of that.
Trump
Look at
liked
my grandson.
Trump liked it. He retweeted it.
He's not on Twitter.
That was that during his ban. So you just recently sent Grandma a dick pic. Oops.
So this is still.
Hey,
you know,
there are
this
a lot
is
of
still
single ladies at the nursing home. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
This is still, one of those little poke in the bear things, though, right? Like, he doesn't really have to come out and proclaim any of this stuff. He's already said his piece on where he stands, but
I think Elon Musk's just making a point. He's not going to ban free speech on Twitter. That's his whole thing. I think. If you want to say what you want to say, filter it out and figure out what's real and what's not.
Isn't that the way it used to be? Like, weren't we able to figure out who the kooky people were and the weirdos?
I mean, I appreciate the thought process, like what they were trying to accomplish, because there is so much blatant lies on the internet because it is completely unfiltered. And I understand the idea of trying to weed out the, a pink Sasquatch, mugged a guy in Times Square yesterday, right? Like, yeah, sure, that's obviously fake. Pull the headline down or whatever. There's no such thing as a pink Sasquatch. Everybody knows they're purple. Okay. But like, I appreciate what they were trying to do by pulling off the blatantly fabricated stuff, but then it's a slippery slope. All right. I mean, when I think everybody read Fahrenheit 451 when you were in school. Yeah. When you burn one book, then they all get burnt. You guys didn't read that book?
No, it got burnt before I got a chance to.
Anyway, but yeah, but when you stop, filtering the lies and start filtering the opinions, well, an opinion can't be a lie. It's an opinion. An opinion can't be a truth either. So,
well, but at what point? Like I said, you said you can appreciate the filter, the pink Sasquatch thing. But when I look at the pink Sasquatch thing, number one, you can make a movie or a comic book or a story out of that. So why would you filter it? And number two, can't we just tell? Like, I mean, there's only a few people or entities that are really good at lying to people. But you know the guy. Like, literally, you just started this show with a lie about your grandmom, right? Everybody probably knows that. Well, maybe it wasn't a lie. I guess I see your point.
I mean, but that's the thing though, because there are so many things online that are. The data collection sites, the fake shopping sites. I mean, they're intentionally lying to steal money from you. I mean, now if you throw something out there formatted as a news headline, people just believe it. So I mean, like I said, I appreciate the fact that they were trying to weed out the actual fake news, because there really is fake news. I mean, it's not just some Trump buzzword.
But here's what I want to get across: how many people watch Jerry Springer?
That's real.
How many
Don't even
people
try.
read
Don't,
the
no.
Inquirer? How many people
So is the
still
WWE.
think wrestling is real? Like,
I
people
do it.
know,
I do it.
and if they don't know, let them have it.
Well, okay. Well, those are fake news. But Maury, nothing is fake about Maury. Nothing.
No.
Right. So people want to be lied to, so let them be lied to. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's go next fake headline.
Catholic Dems silent on targeting of churches by pro-abortion activists.
Are pro-abortion activists? I'm just guessing the headline. I haven't heard this or seen this yet. What are they doing? Destroying churches or targeting them or burning them down or marking them? What are they doing?
Went in churches. They tried to burn one. They've marched inside, interrupted services, all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
reading this. I'm reading this the wrong way. I see it
Catholic
now.
Democrat kind of oxymoronic to begin with? I mean,
Well,
aren't Catholics, by the very nature of their religion, anti-abortion? I mean,
They're anti.
This is why.
they're
look,
anti-birth control in
There
general.
you go. Yeah, yeah. The real.
Well,
I think Roman Catholics. They're the real Catholics are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't use birth control pills.
Yeah.
Like to them, pulling out is a sin.
They came up with a theory. Pull and pray. That came straight from them.
Well, this is the point, just tying right back to what we just said. So those are lies, right? To say that I'm a Catholic and be pro-abortion, that's a flat out lie. Why aren't these people censored? Why are they allowed to just get away with, oh no, pro-choice, you can't be both.
Because again, you can't prove or disprove an opinion, because an opinion is just that. It's what you think about a situation, be it right or wrong, and right or wrong is subjective.
I guess if we're going to get into the deeper side of this conversation, we can do it to the gender thing too. My point being is to assign yourself the title of Catholic. It implies you have a set of beliefs that Catholics believe. So if you're going to identify as a Catholic and say you're for pro-choice or whatever, you want abortions, that kind of tells me that you don't know what a Catholic is, or you're creating your own new Catholicism.
I identify as an attack helicopter.
I can see just by the camouflage thing.
Very tactical.
And your rotors are a little bit short there, but
that's what she said.
Well, I'm going to say that
I was in the pool. I'm sorry.
I don't know if pro-abortion, if the Democrats are for abortion and the Republicans are against abortion. I don't know. That's the way of looking at it. But I'm going to assume they think it's most of their people that are targeting these churches. So, of course, they're not going to say anything. They'd never condemn their own.
Right. I guess that's the problem, is when you stand before the American people as a representation and you bring in God and you say you're Catholic and you talk about, you don't just get to use it when it's convenient, which is what they do. And that's the problem. And at some point, like we talked about the misinformation, people are going to be able to say, look, you're lying. You literally just said you're a Catholic. Now you're standing on line for pro-abortion. Like, you can't be a Catholic. So it's just, the game is getting old and tiresome. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, this just happens to be a right-leaning headline, so they're only picking on the Democrats, but I'm sure the Republicans are doing this too.
Yep.
Well, let's abort this headline and go to the next one.
Exactly. And on to the next one. Congress expected to vote on nearly $40 billion in additional funding for Ukraine.
I mean, why?
Why don't we just go in there and destroy Russia? I mean, we're giving them all this money. Why don't we just save our money and just go? We should have did Russia on Monday when they had their cool parade. We could have wiped out almost their entire freaking force, including the president and all their generals.
I want a parade.
Tankers don't get parades. You just drive in them.
I was an artilleryman, by the way, gentlemen, for the record.
Oh, okay. Cannon cocker,
Yeah.
tanker. What?
Yeah.
Same difference. That's all I know.
We needed an extra 3 points on our ASVAB, I think.
Pull string, go boom.
That's right.
You couldn't spell your name right, huh? But you're definitely, I know the difference between there, and there.
See, I have the important things down.
Right.
Okay. Why do I need to know how to spell my name right? It's on my shirt.
It's spelled for me.
Well, where'd they get it from? Anyways, back to the subject.
Grandma. Duh.
So $40 billion. Like, aren't we in the middle of like almost like a recession? Like,
We don't need it for the American people and gas prices. Don't worry about that. Joe is fixing the economy.
Is he?
I
think we might have different definitions for the word fixing.
Well, everything I say is what everybody in the military thinks the same way I do. So, as you were saying,
right.
Yes, sir.
That's his number one priority right now is fixing the economy. And he released how many millions of barrels of oil? What'd that do? Made our gas prices go up higher? I mean, how do you
does
do
that work?
They were the wrong barrels of oil, obviously.
He released
They opened
the empty
it- they opened
barrels, the senile old bastard.
Empty
They opened them from the wrong end and it all spilled out.
barrels.
They missed the thing that said this side up.
Wait, yeah, he's like, wait, you were serious about that?
But yeah,
Oh.
I mean, if we're giving them all this money, isn't that the same thing as? I mean, we're helping them in the war. Why don't we just go physically help them in the war?
Well, that's what they're saying is that we're in a proxy war with Russia right now. And at some point, Russia's going to be like, all right, this is going to be real. At some point, Russia's going to say, you're already in the war. So they might do something stupid just because they're going to lose. I heard an interesting angle on this. They talked about how right now they're losing in Ukraine, but they can't tell the Russian people that. Russia can't tell its people that because it's embarrassing, right? So they think Russia's going to poke the bear so that NATO gets involved, the U.S. gets involved, and then they can be like, all right, we're backing out because we can't handle all these people. And then save face on losing to Ukraine. That's an interesting, thought I heard of. And what are we doing? We're playing right into it.
I mean, honestly, I honestly don't give a rat's ass what Vladimir Putin does in Ukraine.
I don't either.
I mean, we have no. I mean, diplomatically, we have no alliances with Ukraine. We have no substantial financial interests as a country in Ukraine.
Yeah, you mean you as a country. There's plenty of individuals who do.
Oh, well, yeah.
Just name one, Jim. Name just one.
I'm not even going to say it because
Okay.
I think
everybody
they call
knows.
me a liar.
Everybody knows.
They'd say it was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. But
we don't give a shit what Russia's doing to Ukraine. But why are we giving them so much damn money?
We're not, dude. I mean, we've said this before. We're not giving them money. We're laundering money. Politicians are taking your money, giving it to Ukraine, so it comes back to them. It's a game they've been playing for years, and we're so stupid that we're like, we gotta help Ukraine.
I can't
We
believe you
sent
believe.
them how much money and they can't do anything?
How do you believe that conspiracy theory, Jim? Come on.
I don't
I
believe
thought
anything. I don't believe any of it.
I have the conspiracy theory of all conspiracy. Well, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just my own little observation here. I have heard people compare Vladimir Putin to Russian Abraham Lincoln. Like, what? Why? Because was Ukraine not part of, the great Soviet Russian Empire? I mean, is he really not just going back in and, bringing South Carolina back into the fold like Abraham Lincoln did once upon a time? I mean, I don't see why the world is all up in arms about, a country's leader going back and trying to take back what's theirs.
Right, and half of Russia or half of Ukraine is Russian. These people have their own civil war. We're the ones that went in there and decided what they'll be. I mean, so how do we just wash our hands and be like, oh, it's going to be our way or no way?
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
sounds like the same thing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, or however you say that country.
Pennsylvania.
I was never there, so.
Well, I was in the former Yugoslavic Republic of Macedonia.
I don't do
When all that was
peacekeeping
happening.
missions. I go to combat.
Oh yeah, well that was the UN. Yeah, we definitely had the white or the blue helmets and everything. It was
Yeah.
really sad.
I
White
want a blue
Humvees.
helmet.
Yeah, baby blue.
You want a parade?
Yeah.
You want a blue helmet? I want the
All
new
right,
headline.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to the last headline here. DOJ takes no action against abortion activists despite law prohibiting protest at justices' homes.
That's kind of like Catholic silent on targeting of churches. DOG's
Yeah, but
run by the Democrats right now, right? And
What they say.
the justices' homes they're protesting at are the Republican justices, some right?
No, you can't have a political affiliation as a justice.
Very true. Very true. The
Republican
five
appointed.
or the
Yes.
the
There you
five
go.
the 5 justices that are agreeing together right now.
Yeah, because actually they did go to one of the other guys' houses that was not even in agreement for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know which ones
I
they're
guess
even
maybe
at.
he was he was swaying. Was it Roberts or was it
Well, they
Roberts or something?
just do what the Dems do. Just build a fence around it when you get scared. Not the country. Not the country. Just your house.
Well, I mean, what do you think
Are
about
you
this?
going to make the Republicans pay for it?
Right.
The taxpayers, yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, look, I know a lot of guys, in the DOJ per se, guys I was stationed with that, in the reserves and things. I mean, how can you have guys from January 6th, the erection day, still in prison? And then you got people right here blatantly violating a law, and they're not even going after to arrest them. They're actually saying, oh, well, they're upset. They're just upset. Like, you don't think the people on January 6th were upset?
I mean, I feel like that comparison is a bit of a stretch. But I mean, at the end of the day, if people are breaking the law, then you either need to A, enforce the law, or B, change the law. You don't get to pick and choose. There needs to be consistency. Either enforce it or change it. One or the other. Because you can't sit here and say, okay, well, it's fine when these guys do it, but it's not fine when these guys do it, and then it's fine back again when somebody else does it. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, they can, right? Because they've been. Right? That's why I brought up the January 6th erection day, because they've done it.
Did you call it erection day?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't an insurrection, dude. I mean, anybody in the military knows that was the poorest insurrection I've ever seen in my entire life, if it was. But maybe you could give it a riot, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But that's my point, is that they are going hard on that, and yet, or they're even going hard on parents that show up and protest, school boards. But yet here these people are literally breaking the law. The law says you cannot show up at a justice house with a loudspeaker device or whatever to try to sway anything. That is the law. It's not an opinion. It's the law. And they're not enforcing it. But yet some lady who looked like some lady at January 6th erection day, whatever, it's her house raided. Are you kidding? So bottom line is all these alphabet organizations, I've lost faith in them all. If they don't clean house, top down, I'm done with it.
I don't know what happened. Even if the roles were reversed, it'd be the same way. The Republicans act the same way too. They want to go after anybody on.
I don't care who it is anymore. It's just
January
right now,
6th, but they'd go after the people at the Justice House. So it's it's whatever.
That's my point. I think this has become all clear to us now. I think we've seen it surface where people just didn't pay attention because it wasn't in their backyard, like we say. But I think it's become very clear and evident, every decision, everything that goes on. So we need to do away with it, just like we need to do away with this episode. So, not Steve, we appreciate you showing up. Thanks. Hopefully we'll see you on a future episode. Nate, as usual,
hint.
As usual, always love having you here. Jim, you're the man. You guys out there, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. We do see them. We'll start, maybe we'll do a show on some comments that we get some of these times. And for the rest of you out there, we'll do whatever we can, get involved. Website's on the bottom. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.